very interesting and lovely intro you just heard was, of course, by my little younger brother, Ian Bamberger. Yep, the one and only. So talented. That's right. Ian in the house. All right, Imani's out for the evening. We have a spectacular show for you this evening, so we're just going to pack everything in. We have great artist guests in the house tonight. We have special guests, Arturo Cabrera. He's a portrait artist. Am I correct?
Yep. Portrait painter, figurative artist.
Okay, good. Well, welcome. We're going to hear a lot from Arturo in just a little bit. We also have a good friend of mine, art dealer, New York City, Mr. Gene Seidman, back in the house. Gene.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Good to be back, Pat.
Good I love to have. Look, you're looking so handsome and dashing, huh?
You know, I happen to be with Dapper Dan about an hour and a half ago. Up in Harlem, yeah.
Is that the guy who had to deal with the Gucci?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
We want to hear all about that in just a little bit. All right. We also have a few people who will be calling in and later onto the show to represent their book. They have a new book coming out. We have Sophia Resnick who will be calling in, along with her partner, or co-author, I should say, Jerry Miller, to speak about their new book. In fact, the book is called Family Battle at Kruger Lake. So sit tight, folks. We're going to just gear up. All right. Also, if you'd like to call in with your New York moments, thoughts, or opinions, or just any questions for our panel, please call 646-690-2976. 646-690-2976. All right. With that, I'm just going to start off on a sad note because these past few days has been just horrific, just craziness, Ian. I mean,
I'd say it's historical in a dark way.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin here. I mean, first we had this guy planting bombs or mailing bombs to prominent Democrats throughout the country.
Former presidents.
Former
presidents of the United States of America.
Can you believe that? Shit.
I can.
I mean,
sadly.
I can too. And, the rhetoric needs to stop. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. But before we go on, I'd like to just say my prayers and my condolences to the 11 families who lost loved ones at the synagogue in Pittsburgh this past Saturday. And, what's upsetting, I mean, I can really cry, which I did cry. These people weren't bothering anyone. They were worshiping, their God or whatever they were doing. They weren't bothering anyone at the synagogue, and this freaking jackass walks in and decides to take people's lives and wound others. I don't understand. It's sad because it can happen. I mean, we're here at the station, not bothering anyone, just chirping about it, and some freaking psycho just walks up in here and just, decides to just blast us all. It's scary. Yeah, it really is scary. And a lot of people say it needs to stop, and I'll say it needs to stop, but something else needs to happen. I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's just scary and scary every day.
Well, you could analyze this. The man who walked into that synagogue and mercilessly gunned down like a coward innocent people, he's mentally ill. He's had issues in the past.
Oh, really?
That have been documented, but he can legally buy guns.
True.
Let's just establish that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, talk trash on the Second Amendment, but I'm just saying this man who has mental problems was able to buy pistols, ammunition, and an AR-15.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Look, in many states, it's you can't buy a beer.
But you can buy a goddamn gun.
You can buy a gun.
Ain't that something?
Beautifully put.
It happened. Listen, it isn't just the synagogue in Pittsburgh. It happened in South Carolina.
Well,
when Obama was president, there was 8 people gunned down in a church.
In a church, with that young
same
punk
kind of deal. Just
wasn't that guy a white supremacist?
Yeah.
Well, that's my point. It's scary. That's my point. It's scary. It's not, it's not Jews. It's not blacks. It's not, Muslims. It's across the board. It's not whites. It's just, it's just crazy.
It's happening to everybody.
I mean, I don't know what's going on. It's just all up in the air, and it's just scary times for me. That's all I want to say, seriously. So, again, my prayers and my thoughts go out to the 11 families. So, that's that. All right, next week.
Footnote on the NRA, though, because, we've had so many of these school shootings, and when you bring up these kinds of crazy, sick people who take lives in matters into their own hands and put their own political opinions and shoot and kill people. there really does need to be legislation around gun control in America. And the fact that we haven't done anything, the fact that Congress has bought off, the fact that the NRA is so powerful, I think it's time that we look into that and do something about it already.
Yep.
I completely agree. The
Definitely.
NRA donates millions to campaigns.
Well,
no
you
need
know,
for that.
because of that, I'll tell you a segue. Next week, a week from today, is vote day.
I'm
all right,
voting.
midterm election. So, folks, we know what to do. You know, let's go out and get out there and vote. Everyone, get off your asses, get off your horses, get off. I don't know. Get out of bed, but just get out there and vote next Tuesday, November 6th. In fact, City Bike is offering free rides to everyone in New York City to get out there and vote. All right, so you don't have to pay for City Bike
That's
next
great.
Tuesday,
That's
November 6th. All right, just because of that, they want everyone to get out there and vote. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what party. Just get out there and vote. All right.
I mean, just think about it. It was so hard to get the vote, whether you were a woman back in the suffrage age or you were a black person during the civil rights era in 1964. It was these were so hard fought gains for humanity in America. And the fact that 50% of the people who can vote do vote is just so alarming.
Yep. It really is. All right.
So get out and vote.
Get out there and vote, folks. Get out there and vote.
It
All right.
counts.
Well, tomorrow is Spooky Day, Halloween. So that should be festive. I mean, that'll brighten up, I guess. I mean, it's a scary holiday, but it's people like to have fun. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow evening, starts at 7 p.m., attend the Halloween Day Parade on 6th Avenue in Greenwich Village. Arturo,
Yeah.
go ahead. Oh, you want to say something?
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, I have a friend who's getting married.
Oh, what, tomorrow?
On Halloween?
Really?
Eric and Maria, they're really cool. Shout outs to
Wow.
them.
Cool.
Oh, shout out to them.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
Yeah.
Any particular reason, just so I know?
Well,
just so we know, I don't know.
they moved away from New York, and now they're like, we got to get married in Brooklyn because they had like one of them's an artist, and he had a studio in Brooklyn, and they just love New York.
I love that. That's
just wanna
interesting.
shout them out. They're
Well,
really
shout
cool.
out to them. Congratulations on Halloween.
Definitely.
I love that. That's nice. All right, well, we're going to leave it on that a nice note. I love that. So without further ado, Ian, I think it's about that time to do what we do best, and that's chirp about it. All right, Jay, give us some of that tune, folks. These comments you're about to hear
Chirp about it.
are real comments from real New Yorkers, your mothers, your brothers, your sex partners, your train conductors, your whomever. All right, give us some of that tune. Yeah, baby. All right, also, folks, if you'd like to call with your New York moments, thoughts, or opinions, call 646-690-2976. With that, Ian, what do you have?
All right, this is a big one. This is a big chirp. This is Michael from Upper East Side, and Michael says this. And sometimes, even in the crowded chaos of Times Square, you very randomly run into two different people you know from different worlds. Cities, times, all of the above of 20 minutes. Hashtag synchronicity, biggest small town in the world. I love New York.
I love New York,
That's
too.
beautiful.
Great chirp. Yeah, that is beautiful.
It is a small world.
It is a small world in New York City, huh?
You know, like you could be in Washington Square Park. You know, you
Yeah.
hang out there, you will see the same people all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
It's a big, small city.
I
You
know
you
of
gotta know your
people
way.
who's been on vacation outside of the country, in other countries, and they run into each other here in the great city, the Big Apple. So
Yeah.
great chirp. I love. Who's the chirper, by the way?
That's Michael from Upper East
Michael.
Side.
Beautiful chirp. We love it. We love it. We love New York City. All right, what, Mr. Seidman, what do you have
All right.
to chirp about? Welcome back.
Thank you. I got Derek from Scranton, PA. Dear New York, you have bagels, pizza, and theater down, but having people skills and mannequins forgetting about it, you guys suck. So I don't know.
Is it mannequins or manners?
Who's this guy?
Manners. Oh, having people skills and manners, forget about it. You
Oh
suck.
yeah. Well,
Well,
what do you say about that?
People are getting more rude in general.
Yeah.
Things
Trump.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what? There used to be more civility,
Yeah.
and there's less civility, and it's disheartening.
Yeah. It is. But we'll work on that. You know.
But that's why we gotta spread the love. When for all of us, you can either be without manners or you can spread the love. You can hug. You can smile. You can watch the hugging these days. Watch the hugging, but I'd smile. Hashtag you know what?
Hashtag
smile more.
Hashtag you hug me.
Smile more. I like hashtag smile more.
I like that. All right, Arturo, what do you have to chirp about this evening?
We have some people getting in the way in the subway.
All right, let's hear it. Subway chirp.
Yeah, if you trip while reading or texting on your phone while climbing the subway stairs, I won't say I told you so, but I can't think it.
Okay,
and
well,
that's by
it.
Antonio Corona Queen. So,
you know, Antonio, I couldn't agree with you more. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just tired of people just... I'm kind of guilty of it, but I'm a little bit more mindful of it now.
You got to look up and back down and look up and back down.
Yeah, no, it's
not
exactly,
encouraging
right?
it. But if it happens,
it's
if it's
a
an
system.
emergency,
Look up, look back down, look up, back
or
down.
go to the corner, go to a nook. You know,
Yeah.
don't stop in the top of the stairs. That's the worst.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, got to go around you. There's no one else in New York
I
but
love
you,
this show.
right?
I think all of New York City needs to listen to Chirp
We're
About
on
It
the
live,
same-
man. We
we're
learn
on
on
the
this show,
same page.
right? We teach people. I love it. All right, Ian Bamberger, what do you have?
All right, so this is Morris from Borough Park. And Morris has to say this. Conductor is holding our train in the station because we're running ahead of schedule. This must be a freaking hoax. Nothing seems to work well with the Metropolitan Transportation Authority.
Oh, boy.
We have, Morris, we have spent weeks discussing the bullshit with MTA in New York City. And they're going to shut down the L train as well, right?
Yeah,
right?
April 27th.
How do people, from Queens, commute? What are we going to do? Hop on shuttles? And just tens of thousands of people get into buses and make our way across the city? It's wrong.
It's great.
It ain't right.
It is wrong. It's wrong. It ain't right. I love it. All right, Gene Seidman, what do you have?
Okay,
We're going
let's
to do another round of chirps, and then we're going to take a break by Mr. Ian
Georgia.
Bamberger.
We
Yeah.
got Georgia from Harlem.
All right,
That's
Georgia.
where I live. Cab driver tried to tell me he didn't know where 118th Street was. Like, these city streets aren't numbered? Really? Please. So, if you're a cab driver, you should probably know where 118th Street is. It's north.
Of course. I mean, how do you not know where 118th Street? Unless
Go
you're
to
just
the North Pole.
Unless maybe he's new to the country. Who knows? But how's he driving anyway? Good point.
I don't think Georgia from Harlem would have written this if it was a great drive.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Arturo, what do you have?
More subway stuff. I keep
All right.
getting.
Well,
into
can you
subway
flip
things.
to just
Oh no! I'm
anything
fine
else?
with it because
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Oh,
you know,
okay, let's
you
do
gotta
it.
you gotta act right.
Well,
So
this is the voice of the people of the city.
So this is from Rachel, and she says, "Nothing puts a damp on your day, quite like seeing someone pull out." And pee all over the subway platform like nobody's around and feeling it sprinkle on your feet.
Oh,
no! That sounds horrible.
That's
Yeah.
reason to knock
So-
someone out. Or if you can't
What's your
fight,
take
at least
on that?
slap 'em.
I mean,
Yeah,
aren't
that's
we
bad.
people anymore? Don't we have some dignity?
Yeah, that's bad.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's bad. And then
Yeah.
you're feeling it sprinkle on you.
Yeah, like
Who's the chirper, by the way?
Rachel.
Rachel, I feel
Also,
for
Rachel
you.
must be wearing a skirt because
Of course.
if it's sprinkling on you and you can feel it, can't be pants.
Yeah,
can't be
pants. And flip
Hey,
flops.
Frank.
Wear some
Oh, I
flippers
love
next
it.
time.
Oh, my God, I love it. All right, Ian, let's do one more round of chirps.
All right, this is my last one. This is Ernest from Howard Beach. Howard Beach. Can someone geographically inclined tell me where this is?
Howard
Beach?
Beach is in Queens. It's Queens. Frank, am I right? Howard Beach is in Queens, right? Borderline Brooklyn, Queens? Yeah, borderline Brooklyn, Queens.
Magnificent. Ernest has to say this. The Democrats and independents better line up to vote the orange crazy out of office.
Oh.
Vote crazy out. You hear that? I'll say it one more time, Pat.
All right.
Get me on recording here.
Let's do it.
The Democrats and independents better line up to vote the orange crazy out of office. Vote crazy out.
There you
100%. I'm voting.
You heard it live and direct right
Go
here on
vote.
Chirp About It Live. That's a great chirp. Who's the chirper?
Yeah.
Ernest.
Ernest.
Well, Ernest,
Howard
man.
Beach.
Here you go. Get him out if you want him out. All righty. Gene, what do you have?
I got one more. Mike Miller from Yonkers writes, what do you do when someone's car alarm is going off at 7 a.m. on the weekend after a long, restless week?
What do you do?
Hashtag gone into rage. I say you
that
take,
can be annoying.
You take,
I mean,
both,
can you-
you take all your pillows and put them over your ears.
That's
and
right. There you go. You put some earplugs on.
Put
and
yourself
just
under the covers and
Yeah.
relax.
you relax. Because there's enough rage going on. We don't want that.
Self-control.
Yep, you're right about that. Toro, what do you have?
We have Overhead in New York City. So Kelly from Hell's Chicken, or Kyle,
Hell's Chicken.
excuse me.
Hell's Chicken.
Where
the hell's that?
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I apologize.
scared.
No, you're fine. You're
That's
fine.
perfect.
Kyle
Chirp
from-
about it.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
Chicken.
Chicken with Chirp About It.
There you go. Chicken
Kyle
with
from
Chirp
Hell's
About It.
Kitchen. I apologize.
No,
Sorry,
don't-
New York.
don't apologize.
You can get a bagel and coffee for only $8.95. Only in New York is it that considerate for a steal deal on breakfast, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
I love going to the bodega. That's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, I mean,
Could
it's like spending
eat out
$10.
every day.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Bagel
you actually
coffee, yeah.
save money eating out at a bodega, like if you just get a sandwich or something.
Yeah.
Because when you think about the time that it goes into going out to the store,
Yeah.
getting the food, preparing the food,
Well, you
buying
know,
it,
you know what?
clean up, and
What-
it's like,
I know
just go
what
get that
what
sandwich.
I've noticed.
Treat yourself.
what I've noticed, Arturo, is a lot of these bodegas are going like gourmet.
Yeah, they're getting fancy. They're like
fancy.
you-
And
you
I'm
get-
not-
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know about that.
But one thing I think
Can
is
heat up your
beautiful
bread.
about bodegas and delis, look at Brooklyn, like deep in Brooklyn.
yeah.
I live in Bed-Stuy, no McDonald's. I mean, there's like, I'm on Nostrand, so there's a Taco Bell, but so many of these non-corporatized places, you get your lunch, you get your breakfast, you can get a dinner burger. I think it's beautiful. I enjoy it as a Brooklyn native of a year and a half.
I love it.
Bodegas it's just such a great, experience. Because, man, when you go into a bodega for breakfast, man, they are the quickest chefs. They make eggs. They just have bagels. However you want it, they got
They
it
got
going
it
on.
locked down. Yeah.
I respect the bodega.
I respect the shout out to the
know
bodegas,
what?
the ones that are left, because they're like fading away. They're vanishing. All right, do we have one last bonus chirp, or is that it? One last who wants to do a last bonus chirp? Mr. Yeah, all right, we have one from Mr. Frank. Also, guys, after my show, stay tuned for Up Front with Frank. Great show, right after me, 9 p.m.
Talking about this when I go on, but if you have 300 to spare in 93 minutes, you too, for your mental wellness, for your mental well-being, you can cuddle with a cow.
Wow, look at that.
That sounds.
Cuddle
Holy
with a cow.
smokes.
That
Wow,
sounds
this is on
great.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, folks, you got to check
I
this.
found the thing and I shared it.
Wow, look at that, huh? For $300.
So no longer hug a person or cuddle with the dog or the cat.
Now
or even
you
that
can-
hug a tree crap.
Yeah.
Now you get to sit there and lay down with a big farm animal.
I love it. I don't know what's going on anymore, Frank. I really don't.
Then if you want an extra perk, PETA for the animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
They
steal
came-
dogs off
They came
people's
up
porches.
there about a year ago with this thing, and they're still talking about it. It says, cow's milk is a symbol of white supremacy. Cow's
Wow.
milk.
Cow's milk.
Cow's milk. And unless you're going to either genetically change the cow or deprive kids, that's on NBC.
Peter. Says cow
So
milk
that's it.
is a symbol
Don't
of
want
white
you to have milk anymore.
supremacy. Can you believe that?
No,
That's
That's
nuts.
what Peter
I think
says.
that's over the.
That's over the top, huh?
It's over the top.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff, I'll tell you. Look at that, Eden.
I know. I've
Folks.
seen it. I saw a video of all these shirtless white supremacist dudes chugging milk.
Yeah, it's nuts. All right,
You know,
Toro, let's do one last
it's
chirp and we
ridiculous.
close it out.
Sure. When it's noon and someone sets fire to a trash can on Canal Street,
gosh.
that sounds like a lot of work. And you're like, this city has gone to hell, and everyone in it is a savage.
Oh, boy.
Hashtag Wild West, Miss Nat from Tribeca.
Yeah, it's like everyone's cracking in the city,
Wow. Yeah.
But you know what? There are good people here. There
Yeah.
are good-
Well, you got to stay warm somehow. Right?
Is that
Why
what
not?
he call it?
Sure. You got to think positive at the city.
Damn
We're
right.
learning.
Damn right.
All right, folks, that was our round of chirps. Hope you enjoy these New York moments, thoughts, or opinions. Keep them coming at chirpaboutit.com to hear them live on the show next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m., cityworldradio.com. With that, we're going to take a break by Mr. Ian Berberger and come back and speak with our interesting panel. Yeah!
So this song is called Taxi Driver. I've never played it live on the show. I wrote this about Pulp Fiction. There's a great scene with Bruce Willis hopping into a cab after he kills a boxer in the ring. Marcellus Wallace tells him to throw the fight. Whatever. If you're listening, it doesn't matter. This story becomes more applicable every day with my life in New York City. Taxi Driver.
Ian Bamberger, folks. Chirp About It Live.
Well, taxi driver, please give me a ride. My friends are getting higher. I do believe it's time to hit the road. You know there's only one place we can go. Maybe downtown, when we can get down. So please, don't leave me, no. Don't leave me on the corner, a taxi driver, on the corner, a taxi driver. So please, don't leave me, no. Don't leave me, a taxi driver. Oh yeah, a taxi driver. Why don't you open up the door? Taxi driver, it's surely getting late. I'll need a lift. I'm glad you're working late. Or we could share the fare anywhere you want to go. Just put the pedal to the metal in the unknown. Woo! So please, don't leave me, no. Don't leave me on the corner, a taxi driver on the corner, a taxi driver. So please, don't leave me, no. Don't leave me on the corner, a taxi driver on the corner, a taxi driver. Come on.
Yeah!
So good night, my friends. Such a wonderful night. Sky high romance, we'll feel it till the light. So much to remember, and so much to forget. Well, taxi driver, the night ain't over yet. So please, don't leave me, no. Don't leave me on the corner, a taxi driver, on the corner, a taxi driver. So please, don't leave me, no. Don't leave me on the corner, a taxi driver, on the corner. Why don't you open up the door?
Yeah, folks, Ian Bamberger. We'll be right back. Oh,
Nice.
Hi, folks. This is Ed Lemo. Who is Ed Lemo and why should I listen? Ed Lemo is an attorney that is unique in that he gives consumers good, solid information about the law that will help protect them against irresponsible drivers, landowners, and doctors and hospitals who are negligent and cause you harm. Ed Lemo has been representing individuals against insurance companies since 1984. Ed Lemo limits his practice to accident, injury, and medical malpractice claims. You can find out more about me at my website at www.lemolaw.com. That's www.lemolaw.com, or you can reach me at 646-522-9082. So if you're injured in an accident or a victim of malpractice and you need a trial attorney who has experience in the courtroom and gets results, Call Ed Lemo at 646-522-9082, or you can reach me at edwardlemo@yahoo.com. Or you can go to my website for further information, www.lemolaw.com. You'll be glad you did. Thank you.
All right, lemolaw.com. Ed Lemo, a great personal injury attorney. Please check him out, lemolaw.com. Also, the show is brought to you by Chirping Chickens, chirpingchickens.com. Please go onto their website, download their app for a huge discount. Just mentioned the show. Also, we have Accordia Shipping. For all of your shipping needs, please go on to accordiashipping.com for a huge discount as well. Just mention Chirp About It Live. All right, we also have Papa John's Pizza for tonight's dinner. All right, so just order after the show. Order your pizza at tonight's dinner on papajohns.com. Again, mention Chirp About It Live for a huge discount. Also, folks, if you'd like to sponsor the show, please send me an email at Patrick, double K at the end, at saintly.com. Patrick, double K at saintly, SAINTLY.com. So there's a lot of stuff happening with the show. We're developing. Also, if you missed this episode, or if you'd like to listen to our past episodes, visit us on iHeartRadio podcast. All right, just go under Chirp About It Live. All right, you can hear our past episodes, including this evening's episode. So great stuff. Good things are happening. We love it. All right, Ian Bamberger, man, taxi driver. I love that. Open the door. I'll tell you, Ian, man, you're so talented. You're creative, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Your mic's on now. Yeah, you're just creative, huh?
Yeah.
I like that. That's a nice New York City. I can hear it. Taxi driver, open the door. Man, I'm so lucky to have you sit side by side with me.
You know, when you said give me a lift, I didn't know whether you meant give me a ride or take a lift.
Yeah.
It could be Uber driver. It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. Growing up in New York City, there was always the taxi medallions.
Yes.
And people would buy taxi medallions, and they would work their whole life to be able to buy a taxi medallion that, could be $400,000, $1.2 million. They increased in value. And in the disruptive nature of Uber technology, those taxi medallions are now worth
100,000 or something like that. It went down. It's gone down.
It clearly went way down.
Yeah.
And the value. And so it's just interesting to see disruptive technologies like Uber affecting the earlier marketplace.
That's
and
right.
People thought that would never change. And lo and behold, there you have it.
Yeah. A lot of these guys are committing suicide, in fact.
That's exactly what I heard about.
Yeah. So you look surprised. Yes, it's true. A lot of them are, they're not making enough money anymore. So it's too bad. But with that, Arturo, well, share your thoughts on that. I mean, you are the guest, so let's chat with you tonight.
I just wish more people were surrounded by lovely family and friends and support and weren't so, monetarily, disrupted. Like, I get money is really important, but there's a lot of countries out here, if you have a good family and good support and good friends, they can help you through things. But geez, that's really sad, very disheartening.
Yeah, well, I saw your eyes. Yeah, but that's true. That's really sad.
All
right, well, let's chit-chat about you.
Point.
You're welcome to the show, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you having a good time? I hope you are.
Yes, I'm having a great time.
Okay, good. You don't seem nervous to me. You said you were nervous.
Really? I was like, I hope this mic has a filter so it makes me sound really cool.
You do.
Very, very
You
confident.
do. You sound cool and you look cool. And your work looks cool. And actually is cool. I've seen some of your work.
Great adjective for today.
So you're a portrait
painter. Yeah.
So tell us about your portraits. How you got started?
Well, it all happened when I was 4 years old, and I saw a Leonardo da Vinci portrait, and it was done, I think, with red Conte pencil or brown Conte pencil, and I just remember seeing how delicate and well designed and well drafted that profile view of it was either a Virgin Mary or an angelic female figure, and just seeing her face and realizing someone made this by hand really touched me and made me interested. I was so curious. I was like, how did that happen? How is this possible? This looks better than real life. I could see the energy. Art has a way of reaching into people and grabbing their psyche and getting them excited about a lot of different things, and I just had that connection at a really early age.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I was obsessed with portraiture and wanting to draw the face. I thought it was the most difficult thing to draw.
Yeah. In fact, you have a statement that you've made. I actually wrote it down, and it says, I'm mesmerized by portraiture, gazing at someone until I no longer recognize them. That's powerful.
Yeah. You realize people are just shapes and colors, and we all have very similar shapes and colors, and it's we're not so different.
So you
it's
just
the stare. And I mean, when you're painting, you just get lost in the technicality of it and the metaphor, what it might mean to other people, the composition. There's so many things going on in a painting that it's like you rediscover, deconstruct a friend that you're painting and reconstruct them, and you just learn so much about them and yourself and what they look like, where one eye might be a little higher than another, a nostril bigger than the other, because, the faces aren't perfectly symmetrical. That'd be creepy. If you look it up on Google, it's very disturbing. So they have this beautiful asymmetry that just somehow brings them to life. And when you're able to look at these shapes, I don't know, it's always very mesmerizing for me.
Yeah. All right, good. Now, you just recently had a show in Soho.
I just had a solo show with Dacha Gallery.
Is it Humanism? Humanism 2.
Yeah, because there was a Humanism 1.
Yeah, so tell us about how'd it go?
It went really well. A lot of love and support. I did a lot of marketing. A lot of artists today, I think, especially in college, aren't taught to be business savvy, which I wish they would. Realize that to make a profit, you have to put money down, and you have to be willing to do the hustle and do the dance and go send out business cards and talk to everyone. So the turnout was amazing. We had a lot of people. The gallery was packed. I felt a lot of love and support. Being in a studio all the time, you're kind of just kept away. You're isolated. Sometimes you kind of forget why you're doing this.
Yeah.
And then when everyone shows up, it's a little extreme and overwhelming. So I don't know if it's the healthiest lifestyle to be like in complete solitude. And then one day out of the year or 2 days out of the year, there's like 100 people asking you all these questions, and you're just like, oh wow, I need, there has to be some middle ground. So I'm working on like having more of a, not that I don't have a social life, but enjoying that more and like hanging out with family more. And
you can have studio visits, right?
That too. So it's productive.
So how did the show come about?
Well, in what terms? Like talking to people? Well,
you were in a gallery in Soho.
Yeah.
And somehow you had to meet the gallerist.
Yes.
And they had to like your work. As an art dealer, I deal with this all the time. I have a gallery up in Harlem.
Yeah.
And I've worked for some of the biggest galleries in the country. So
amazing.
So how did that show come about?
Well, it all started, I'm from Pennsylvania. I consider Pennsylvania my home because that's where I learned about art. And we have a really great arts community there in the Lehigh Valley. I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I went to a charter arts high school there. I learned most of my education there. And after that, I competed in a competition and won some awards. And this curator named Christina Oaklander took me under her wing and taught me how to network. And then over the years, I met this wonderful artist named Aaron Anderson. Not over the years. It was like a year later. It's just that old. A year later, I met this wonderful artist, Erin Anderson, who was visiting from Ohio. Well, she moved from Ohio, and I wanted to work with her. And then she later became represented by Dacha Gallery, and we've been really close friends. She's like my big sister, and she's been seeing my work grow and develop, and she said, you know what, I think you're ready. This is a good opportunity. Let me talk to the gallery director and owner, and see if we can get you a show, which was really nice of her.
Beautiful. 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 I love that. You also worked for Jeff Koons. He's the renowned Jeff Koons.
Jeff Koons. That big guy. That guy. He's amazing. Yeah.
What was it like working for him?
Amazing. It was a really good experience. I mean, a lot of artists, it's touchy because a lot of young artists expect so much from, other artist studios, but after graduating high school, I worked a lot in galleries and nonprofits and studied a little bit about, not a lot, but talked to people who knew about the art market and other like really famous artists who have these studios. And you're just, you do your job and you show up, you clock in and you clock out, and you are provided payment. So that's the exchange, which was beautiful.
That's usually how it works when you work
Yeah.
for somebody.
Yeah.
You do work,
Hello.
and there's payment.
Do you expect them to get you into Gagosian? No. You sign up, you get a paycheck. It was a really great steady income. I really appreciated. I learned so much from just watching. I observed, oh, okay, this is how he does this is how he does that.
Yeah.
Oh, look how he photographs things so that, it's ready for the contracts and, insurance purposes, and it's in a crate, and look how big it is. So like thinking about financially where all the money has to go. He also has another studio or foundry for his sculpture in New Jersey, and realizing like all the mouths he feeds and how hard he works and the things he has to delegate. He's not just, he doesn't paint his paintings. I don't think that's shocking. He's doing something else, and a lot of respect to him. And, I really appreciate for artists that are able to provide for so many other people. I think it's great. So
This is
I just
Jeff
wanna say
Koons?
thank you.
Jeff Koons.
Jeff Koons.
For those who don't know who he is this man? What does he do? How does he
He's
provide?
like America's biggest artist, basically. He's
He
represented
sold-
by Gagosian.
Yeah.
He's huge
Wow.
history books.
Yeah, he had at the Whitney before it moved downtown. He had a retrospective at the Whitney,
Okay.
and he's an international artist represented by Gagosian, and many people might know that he did the purple balloon dog, pink balloon dog. He had a show at Versailles.
Mhm.
He's very well known, and he's very affable. He lived in Italy.
Wow.
Married an Italian or had an Italian gal. He's very smart, and he's as much a producer
Yeah.
as an artist and
Yeah.
creator.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean,
And it's polarizing.
yeah, it is. It's really easy to hate him. Like I know a lot of, because the market is so split from low to high end, and there's a lot of middle ground artists that need, are trying to make money, and they see someone like Jeff Koons make all this money, and it's like,
Yeah.
but he also networked and was really smart, and he knows how to play the game. Hats off to him for being an amazing businessman, and he does a lot of charity. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
wow.
like it's really easy to hate on someone, but he's like very charitable. I'm like, if I could provide for a lot of
Yeah.
young artists, of course there's always things you can do better. I would love to like mentor, give these young artists a show. Like if I was ever in a position like that, I'd do what he's doing. He does.
Yeah.
I think he's a great guy.
I love that.
I have
Yeah.
another
He
question.
gets
then.
a lot of flack.
We're talking about balloons. What was this Banksy piece of art that during the
So it happened.
It
Everyone. It's brilliant.
cut itself?
He's
is
a
it more?
genius.
Is
Alright,
it more
so-
valuable now
and
because
so
of
Oh
is
this?
yeah.
other
So here's what happened. About 2.5 weeks ago
Genius.
in London, at Sotheby's in London, a Banksy went up for auction. It happened to be the last lot,
Yeah.
and it went for 800. The hammer price was £1 million. Is $1.4 million all
Oh
in.
my God.
At the moment when the hammer came down, there were two telephone bidders that were bidding. A woman telephone bidder won, sold was $1.4 million.
My
At
God.
the moment that the gavel hit the wood, it started dropping, and there were razor blades, X-Acto blades,
Uh-huh.
that started slicing it into about 12 vertical slices, almost like strips of gum. Just
It's got to be
and-
You know
historical.
the number of slices?
I think it
You
was.
pay attention.
Anyway,
Good.
everybody at Sotheby's went bananas. People,
Yeah.
it actually didn't go all the way down. It was like 3/4 of the way.
That's what I
down.
saw. Yeah.
At that moment, they took it away, and in the ensuing week, there were negotiations, as you could imagine. Did Sotheby's know? Was there a guy in a room who they removed with security?
Uh-huh.
Is the woman who won it at auction going to keep it?
Mhm.
In fact, she did. It's there. They renamed it. It was Girl with Balloon, and it's now called Love in the Bin,
Wow.
2018.
Love in the bin.
And now it's obviously worth more. We're talking about it, and every work of art now by Banksy,
Yeah.
who's not represented by any gallery, is
Mhm.
it's sort of he's this anonymous artist. The whole art world. It was the best prank probably of the century.
That's
amazing.
I think
Now
so.
the
Amazing.
century isn't that old, but it's damn good. It was really good. Everybody, it's brilliant because it's self-effaced. It's sort of like playful and badass and just.
It was genius.
Yeah, it was
Seems
genius.
like genius, yeah.
Yeah, that was genius.
Yeah.
So, Gene, go ahead.
No, I just
Ian.
wanted to add that in because I cannot call myself an art aficionado. Like, I'm a newbie. But seeing that and his Instagram, and he called people out saying, "Listen, no one knew about this. I designed it." You know, and
This
whoever
way, right.
whoever Banksy is, that's amazingly epic.
It's epic.
It's epic.
Pretty cool.
It always gets to the people ask me all the time about the value of art. You know, why is a Jeff Koons dog balloon worth $34 million or a Banksy now worth double? It's simple. Art is worth what someone will pay for it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And if people are so, the most expensive painting ever sold was a Leonardo da Vinci, right? Salvator Mundi, for $450 million
My
to
God.
Crown Prince in Saudi Arabia. That brings up other issues.
With that, Gene, hold on
Well,
1 second.
okay.
We, in fact, have Miss Sophia Resnick on the line with us.
Yay.
Hello, Sophia. Good evening.
Hi, Patrick.
Oh, hello. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you very well.
Okay, good. Well, welcome. How have you been?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you.
How about
Working
you?
on another children's book at the moment.
Yeah, so tell us about the book.
Well, we just finished Family and the Battle of Kruger Lake, and it's words by Jerry Lorenzo Miller. And I did the cover art and a lot of the portrait plates.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had a third artist named Mark Redden who was assisting us, and did some beautiful work. And it's a true story, and it's actually, you can YouTube the story. It's called Battle. It's called Battle at Kruger Lake. And so basically, Jerry he turned it into almost like a theatrical play, poetic expression of what happened to this little bull who gets attacked by 5 lionesses, and then a few minutes later, everybody's talking about it. They think he's done, and then he falls into the pond, and it gets even worse. The crocodiles start trying to get him.
Yeah.
They bring him back on land, and these are these giant African water buffalo that are just. All of a sudden, they realize that he was missing, and the whole herd comes back and gets him, and basically takes this one main bull takes all the lionesses off of him one by one, and rescues him, and they all join the family and are reunited. And it's a very kind of a strong, beautiful message, and their beautiful watercolors of the herd coming back together, and the faces of the bulls and the water buffalo and Kruger Lake. We're giving part of the proceeds to an orphanage in South Africa, and since it takes place in South Africa, and there's a GoFundMe page. It's called Family at Battle at Kruger Lake, and you could see more about it. Although if you want to reach us, you can reach us directly, because we're basically want to produce one for every library in the country is the goal, and then eventually into a play and with some music. So it's a really beautiful cover.
Beautiful.
You know, and I was thinking about my father when I did it. He recently passed, and so try to think about like the family, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a fight, and sometimes, you know, that's what this country is going through, I think, now.
Yeah.
And art can be a great way to unite, you know, some of the feelings and express our emotions.
I love it.
And I was following the last part of the show and a moment ago, and I heard about how to put a price on art, and it's really priceless. I think Renoir once was asked, they offered him something like millions of dollars at the time in France for his paintings, and he said, "That's an insult. You can't put a price on art." You know.
Yeah. Ask Jeff Koons about that.
Is there any? Please check out the book. It's Family at Battle at Kruger Lake, and the GoFundMe page. And I'm SophiaResnick.com, and it's REZNICK. and you can see some of the images there. And I'm really excited to see this go to the next level. And I'm also working on a story called The History of a Missing Teddy Bear, Where the Heck Did Teddy Go? With another author from named Patrick McIntyre, and that should be out soon as well.
Oh, beautiful.
Wonderful.
But the family at Battle at Kruger Lake, I really feel like it's also talking about unifying America in a way. It's like the family. We need to be one.
Oh,
we shouldn't be divided.
I hear that.
The timing couldn't be better, you know?
Yep.
Couldn't have been better. Yeah.
Vote next Tuesday.
We'd be happy to get some more people to support this project because we'd like to have it out by the end of the year. And, it'd be really exciting. And it kind of reaches an age group, even though it's a kid's book. He has a quote from Mitch Hedberg, who's a comedian from Philadelphia. And
God rest his soul.
basically, that says, every book is a kid's book, man, if the kid can read.
Nice.
That's beautiful. All right, Sophia. Well, thank you for calling in. Folks, please support Sophia's book, Sophia Resnick's book.
Resnick, REZNICK.com, and it's SOPHIA, REZNICK.com, and as well as GoFundMe at Family Battle at Kruger Lake. Family Battle at Kruger Lake. You can see the original on YouTube, and you can order a book of this coffee table book from us, which will help other people in need as well.
Beautiful.
And I thank you, Patrick. This is such a lovely excerpt.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We'll do it again. No question about it.
And happy birthday to Jerry Lorenzo Miller.
Oh, yes, Jerry. Happy birthday if you're listening. I was expecting Jerry to call in, but...
know. He's celebrating his birthday, so I guess I don't... but he will be on again,
Yeah, of course.
And I'd love to, really show you some of the beautiful watercolors, like the Pocky, the crocodile, the different characters, and the bull, and the main bull that cleans up. But I'm really excited about this book. I think it'll be beautiful.
All right, Sophia. Well, thank you for calling, though. We just have to almost close it out, huh?
Bye, Patrick.
All right, thank you, love. All right, folks,
Okay,
support
bye.
Sophia Resnick.
Enjoy.
Sorry about that. That was Sophia Resnick, great friend of mine, great artist, by the way, great oil painting, no question about it. I love that. I love when people are doing positive things, and giving back. That's what it's all about. Got to give back, through books, through art, through whatever. All right, Mr. Seidman, it's been a full-packed show tonight. How have you been, and what's up with you? What's been going on with you, Mr. Ardila?
I wanted to tell you, there's a quote that I have that relates to what we've been talking about, and it says, "The greatest value of a work of art is when it forces us to notice what we never expected to see."
So true. That's so true.
The interesting thing that I love about art is that none of us see the same painting. Okay, so you do portraiture. You see the person as you see them.
Yeah.
Differently than the person sees themselves.
Correct, yeah.
Patrick will look at that portrait and not see the painting that I see. Because, first of all, the colors, he doesn't see the same colors I see. 10% of men, as it turns out, are colorblind.
Wow.
Yep. The female color mixers at Jeff Koons are really, really awesome. They were really good.
Oh, yeah, you're the one. Yeah, I hope that you're not in the 10%.
I mean, I was all right. I could mix, at most, 15, 18. But we had some women who could mix, 38 tubes. And it's, pretty substantial amounts of oil paint. And for them to, do triple or double of what we could do. And it was probably one of the better mixers.
You can say you were one of the best color mixers.
I was one of the best color mixers.
Wait. For the layman's terms, a color mixer, you're making different shades of colors.
Yeah, we would use. It was really awesome. He would have the best paints. It was Old Hollands, really beautiful. One tube would be $300 of and so you get to work with these beautiful materials and mix oil paint. The thing is, you have to be careful with your wrist because you're constantly flicking your wrist around, making sure that because you're mixing the paint with palette knives. But
I've
Yeah.
heard of, ice cream scoopers. They get scooper's elbow.
Yeah.
Are you saying that paint mixers get
Wrist-
painter's wrist?
Painter's wrist? Yeah, exactly.
Painter's risk.
These are terms I've never heard of. This
We're
is
making them
awesome.
up right now.
That's called wrist reward.
There you go.
Wrist
Oh,
reward.
that
I
sounds
like it.
suspicious.
So yes.
So anyway, the art world. Okay.
I
So
thought that was
he's getting
funny.
caught up
All
in
right.
I love it.
Jeez.
There's so many interesting things going on in the art world right now in New York City. I would run over to TEFAF, TEFAF, at the Park Avenue Armory. It is probably it's arguably one of the best shows, art fairs that comes to New York. They're in Maastricht, in Europe, and it's the most honored, cherished show, esteemed show for art. And in this edition, it's the third time they've been in New York. Run over, it's 67th and Park Avenue. And everything about it, they've transformed the Park Avenue Armory into a
Really?
elegant
I have to check it out.
exhibition space.
That's on 28th.
No, that's the other one. There's two
there's
armories.
two.
This is the Park Avenue Armory. That one is on Lexington. This one where TFAF is at 67th and Park Avenue.
Wow.
Run-
I know. Which
run
one.
there.
Okay. Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. All
Oh,
right, good.
Those shows are always amazing.
Yeah. Well, I heard you mention to Arturo a little while ago about your Picassos. You've done some deals.
Yeah, I've sold. I've had good fortune to sell Picasso and Miro and Chagall. I actually, there was one time when I worked. I started work at a gallery, and the first day, I sold a $60,000 Chagall print, and they came in the next day and paid in cash. And it's good to sell a print like that on your first day. The director of the gallery was very pleased, and we had to count the money. So there was in $100 bills, and so the director
$60,000 in $100
right,
bills.
So the director counted it, and my job was to take a counterfeiting pen and make a mark.
Oh my gosh!
to make sure that they were not counterfeit, and then he gave the money to me, and I had to count the money. And so it took 23 minutes. I remember. I looked at how long it took. It took 23 minutes to count $60,000.
Okay.
And afterwards, our hands were dirty. They talk
Of
about.
course, yeah,
They
yeah,
talk-
yeah.
Yeah, money's not so clean.
No, it's not.
And maybe
Deep comment right there.
Yeah. That goes
anyway,
many
it's
layers.
great. There's another time I think I sold another painting. It was also Chagall to a Russian mobster, and
How do you know
I
he
gave him
was
a really
mobster?
good price. I gave him a really good price.
Well,
And-
of course. He's a monster.
And the director was like, I think we should charge him more. I think it was too low a price. And I said, I am not calling that gentleman back and telling him that the price should be a little higher. So we kept it at the price.
I love
Okay.
it. I love
Anyway,
it.
the art world is always amazing,
Yes, it is.
whether it's a Picasso or a Basquiat or a Herring.
Or Cabrera.
Oh,
And
Cabrera, that's
Cabrera.
right.
And so he's an up-and-comer, beautiful portraits. And where can they see the gallery? Is it up?
It's up in the. So it was up October 8th, and it's coming down November 1st. So that's this Thursday. If you
Hurry.
hurry! Yeah.
What's the address?
53 Staten Street. 53 Staten Street. That's. I think it's 100. 3 zeros and a 2.
Is that the Lower East Side?
Lower East Side,
All
yeah,
right.
right by Chinatown.
There you
Soho
go.
area.
Don't miss him.
Is
Dot
it
check out.
Stanton? Stanton?
Stanton, yeah.
Stanton.
Did I say Stanton?
Stanton.
Stanton.
There we go.
There you go.
Stanton.
53
And then
Stanton.
there's a show at the City Bear this Friday. I
Yes,
believe.
there is. City Bear with Why Do You Create?
Yeah.
Love it.
Uh,
Love it. Love it.
another
Love it.
show.
Been
Love
playing
it.
some music there.
All right,
alongside
good.
their art.
All right, well, we're going to close out the show, and I think, Ian, why don't you start playing some tunes
yeah,
now,
sure.
huh?
Play some
Yeah, time
nice
flies when you're having
jams.
fun. Well, folks, I'd like to, first off, I'd like to thank you, Arturo. You're always welcome back onto the show. Wonderful line of work, I got to tell you. So
Thank
talented.
you.
And you did wonderfully on the show.
Wow.
I want you back, no question.
Yes,
Mr. Gene
please.
Seidman, my good friend.
Thank
And
you.
Mr. Handsome, look at him, huh? You're handsome. You're more handsome than I am.
No,
Jesus.
no.
Gene, I always love you. Of course, you don't need an invitation. You know, this is your show as well. Always love to have you on. And, of course, my little younger brother, Ian Bamberger, I love him playing the tune in the background. He's going to close us out. All right, folks, that was our episode of Chirp About It Live. Hope you enjoyed it. We have a spectacular show for you next week, so tune in. Same time, same place. City World Radio Network, cityworldradio.com. Chirp About It Live, 8 p.m. Yep.
Honorably in our nation's armed forces, and you're looking for a way to continue serving your fellow veterans in your community, then join AMVETS. Each year, AMVETS members volunteer millions of hours at VA healthcare facilities from coast to coast, helping to improve the lives of their fellow veterans through the VA Voluntary Services Program. AMVETS posts and departments also participate in a wide variety of community service projects, ranging from Americanism in our schools to supporting the Special Olympics and Boy Scouts of America. If you no longer wear the uniform today, you can still serve through the AMVETS by joining today at amvets.org.
Hi, I'm Janice Ian. Do you remember how excited you were at the start of summer every year, and how the summer just started to drag on after a few months and you couldn't wait to get back to school, see your old friends, make new friends, get new books and a new locker and a clean slate? Well, you should have been excited about music class, too, because that was a special room where you went to sing, perform with your friends, and learn all kinds of interesting stuff about great composers, instruments, different kinds of music and songs. We remember our music teachers because they were so passionate about helping us learn to love music. They helped to spark a love for listening to notes and voices and rhythms that continues to enrich our lives even today. I bet your kids feel the same way about music class. Ask them, and make sure they get involved with music in school and in their lives.
A PSA brought to you by MENC, the National Association for Music Education, and the National Anthem Project, the campaign to restore America's voice through music education. Music, part of a sound education.
Today's entertainment has been brought to you in part by Galito's Restaurant. Galito's specializes in Portuguese cuisine. In addition to these delicacies, Galito's offers pasta, steaks, seafood, and chops. A full-service bar includes wines, beers, and spirits to complement your meal. Galito's offers casual ambiance at the bar or their dining room. Galito's also has a private banquet room for social events with a party package to accommodate your budget. Galito's also offers seasonal cafe seating. Galito's is located at 29 Elm Avenue in Mount Vernon, New York, conveniently located across from the Mount Vernon East train station. You can call Galito's at area code 914-668-0100. Once again, the number is area code 914-668-0100 for information or reservations, or go to the website at www.galitosrestaurant.com. Enjoy your dining experience.